Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Yuma Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Rebecca Kay, and I'm so glad that you could join me this morning for my daily spiritual practice. Well, it's Wednesday, and I have some points for us to ponder as we come into the middle of the week and we seek realignment. I want to tell you this morning that I'm having some work done on my house, and there's a jackhammer involved. And today would be the day that the neighborhood is having the large palm trees trimmed. So we're going to do our best. We're going to surrender the noise to the divine. And we're going to know that whatever noise we hear this morning just takes us deeper. So this morning, I'd like you to ponder with me a reading from Dr. Linda McNamara in her book, Alive with Spirit. And it's about discovering truth that we can trust. And we begin with a quote from Bob Dylan. Trust yourself. Trust yourself to do the things that only you know best. Trust yourself to do what's right and not be second-guessed. Trust yourself to know the way that will prove true in the end. Trust yourself. Bob Dylan. And Dr. Linda writes, how do we know what's true and what's not? Some things are obviously true and some not so much. When we receive a suspicious email or scam, or when we see things on the news, there are places we can go to verify truth. But how about when we're seeking spiritual truth? You know, the big T. Does it exist? Where do we find it? Each of us will have to answer those questions for ourselves. But there are other people who have found their answers, and we can listen to them. As we explore different spiritual practices, we can find the ones that fit our lives. We can then look within to our own felt sense of rightness. We can ask ourselves, does what I'm hearing contain kindness, possibility, self-awareness? Does it feel comfortable? And does it sit well in my heart? If the answer is yes, we can trust it as the truth for us, because we can trust ourselves. All faith is built on trust, and all wisdom comes forth from the source of truth. And so our affirmation this morning, as we go into our meditation, I'd like you to ponder, today I become aware of my world as an expression of divine intelligence. I trust the wisdom that flows through me from this source. I walk in the light of love and truth. And so I invite you to gently close your eyes and sink into whatever's beneath you. Just take that deep breath in and let it out with a sigh. Relax your shoulders. Relax your neck. Just let go of everything it took to get here this morning. Just sink down into whatever's beneath you and just let it take your weight. Really relaxing. And now I invite you to step into high consciousness with me. that place where we prepare our minds for the best that life has to offer. Feel yourself surrounded in love. Feel your heart open. Feel your connection expand. For right here, right now, in this moment, you are aligned to your true self. And as we sit silently, connected to our true selves, we know that wisdom is flowing to us. Divine intelligence is speaking to us. And that we can trust this, for this is our truth. And I remind you, our affirmation for today is, I walk in the light of love and truth. Today, I trust myself to do the things that only I know best. I trust myself to do what's right and not be second guessed. I trust myself to know the way that will prove true in the end. I trust myself, for I walk in the light of love and truth. Today, I become aware of my world as an expression of divine intelligence. I trust the wisdom that flows through me from the true source. I walk in the light of love and truth. I trust myself to do the things that only I know best. I trust myself to do what's right and not be second guessed. I trust myself to know the way that will prove true in the end. I trust myself. I walk in the light of love and truth. I trust myself to do the things that only I know best. I trust myself to do what's right and not be second guessed. I trust myself to know the way that will prove true in the end. I trust myself, for I walk in the light of love and truth. And so, as our journey comes to a close, we send great thanks to the universe for the opportunity to gather, to do a daily spiritual practice, to ponder the ways that we trust ourselves, to be reminded that we walk in the light of love and truth. I thank each of you for being a light in the world. I thank the universe for this opportunity to gather in the silence. And I am so grateful for our time together. I'm Reverend Rebecca Kay here at the Yuma Center for Spiritual Living. I'll see you on Friday for our word for the week. Have a wonderful day. I send you much love and many blessings. Thanks for joining me.